Hey, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I'm glad that you all could be with us today. Alongside Jan is with me.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody.
Hey, so really the only thing these are pretty good little subjects right here that we had come up with. One is small wins. That was one that we had
Yes.
talked about, and the
Yes.
other one that is pretty good. I mean, I had done um, a coffee review. I think I was A being a couple of coffees. This was maybe 2.5 years back. I know I have it in my lineup. But we want to know, both Jan and I, what is your cup of Joe? What do you prefer in way of tea? Or maybe even hot chocolate or any type of hot drink that that you like to sip on.
I love that. Basically, you're asking the folks what is their favorite hot beverage style? Like, how do they put together something like that?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Steve, I just had a small win very recently.
Hmm.
And I just want to say to the folks watching, first of all, thank you, Steve, for having me on here. But let
Yeah.
me tell you something. People should not like overlook the power of a small win. And it was a minor victory, but it was a victory for me.
Hmm.
Let's just say this, that I called my local cable company and I got my bill lowered without getting into all the impertinent details to you guys.
Hmm.
Steve, it is worth a little bit of time. It is worth a 20-25 minute call. Sometimes it could be an hour in some cases. But still, if you look at something on the grand scheme of things, I got my bill lowered, not in a like fantabulous manner,
Hmm.
but as the bill was going higher, I'm like, wait a minute, this bill just keeps going higher. I have to lower it in some way, shape, manner, or form. So I knocked it down to a certain percentage, we'll put it that way. Am I satisfied? Could have been a little better, but it's better than it was before. So I said, you know what? Look the bright side. You still have a small win here, a minor victory. You still got your bill lowered. And I like to add things like you do, Steve, on a yearly basis. And also, I was offered to put a free mobile phone on my account. So for 12 months, my phone, just use whatever phone I want and not have to pay for that service if I want in that package. So that's an additional small win. So I looked at the whole thing, in general. And for a few minutes of my time, I'm sorry, Steve, it was so worth it. This is definitely a small win that anybody viewing this can at least attempt.
Hmm.
So look at their bill and make that phone call. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, go. Well, I haven't had a cable package, internet, and all that phone service in quite some time. But um, the only way I know that works, how it worked out for me, is after the 12 months, expect a price hike. You're going to see it. It's going to happen by default. But if you call them and you say, "Hey, look, you raised my bill, blah blah blah," you give them your piece of your mind. You put your 2 cents, or even your nickel in, your 5 cents, whatever you want to call it, and tell them, "Hey, my bill is too high. I can't afford this. This was such and such and such price. What can you do to help me out to bring the bill down?" What they will hate, and I've done it, and I'll do it again and again until I'm 95, if I, you know, make it that long. Threat what you know. You threaten to leave.
Yeah,
If you don't do this, I'll just take my service and go someplace else.
right.
If they want to keep you as a customer, they're going to say, "Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Young or blah or whoever you are, Miss Doe or whatever, or Mr. Doe. We can offer you da 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 da." And then, well, you read between the lines, but you know what the da 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 can be anything. So they'll offer you something and say, "Okay, all right," because you can either take it or say you're going to have to do a little better than that. A lot of the time, if they really want to keep you as a customer, they'll sweeten the deal. They'll find a way to do it.
Right, because they also know, Steve, these companies know that today is different than about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
There are a lot more choices. Now, some people only want internet, and that's perfect for their lifestyle. It's different for me. I have to rely on good quality, high speed internet to do my shows.
Yes.
So, right? So I have to do that. So everybody, situation is different. But if you could get a reduction of some sort, do it. That's just like one area of a small win. Like even
Mhm.
just grocery sales wins. Oh, do I love those wins? Yes. Like manage a special. You know what, Steve? People forget to do something. This is an instant win. If you're a single person or live in a two-family household, I just want to throw this out there, Steve.
Mhm.
If you see family pack of meat, you hit the jackpot. Just because a person lives by themselves does not mean, Steve, that they cannot buy a family pack.
That's
You
right.
see a family, right? A family pack, for example, of chicken pieces, chicken parts, breast, I mean, whatever. If you get the family pack at a great reduction, hello, hello, hello. All right, so it's a little work, separating the meat, wrapping the meat, and so on. But just because you're a single household person doesn't mean you have to snub those family deals. No.
No. In fact, yesterday I actually went to an Aldi and I was walking around. I went over to the meat section and it was cheaper to get a family pack of drumsticks than it was to buy the smaller pack. The family pack of drumsticks was like a buck 19 a pound. Now, when it comes to drumsticks, there's so many different things you can do. I like to do something called chicken adobo. All that is a fried is chopped up onion, a little
Yeah.
bit of garlic, fried in olive oil with a little with some mushrooms in it if you want it. And then you boil your chicken separately. When the chicken's done, you're taking the chicken and adding it to the mixture, but then you're adding soy sauce and rolling it in. You keep adding soy sauce until you see, you know, like a light to medium brown color, and then you mix everything in, and then you turn it off, and your meal is done. And it's
Sounds
very
delicious.
not only is it very delicious, it's also very inexpensive.
Wow.
So, if any of you want to try a dish, it's very simple. It's mostly assembling. The only cooking you're going to do is the onion, garlic, and the mushrooms. The rest of it, you just boil chicken and then you just put it together. It's fairly, I'd say total cooking time, I would say 45 minutes to an hour total.
Not bad. So
No,
it's delicious, inexpensive, feeds a family, and doesn't take forever.
no. Mm-mm.
That's a small win. You see where I'm going with this, Steve? That's like part of the small win. Okay.
Hmm.
You know what? Another small one, if you're at that same grocery store and you made up your mind before you walked in the store, I am determined to save $10. Just because you have $30 in your pocket to spend, does that mean you have to spend it? This is right. Thank you, Steve. This is where a lot
No,
of people,
no, you
thank
don't.
you, Steve.
No, you don't have to spend $30. No, of course not.
Like sometimes people get a little bit of money in their pocket and they think they have to spend all of it right away. I'm like, why?
Mhm.
You don't have to do that. So if you
No.
get in that store and you made up your mind, I'm going to save $10 or buy things, or work within the parameters of, what your family likes, and you
Hmm.
still got $10 less, you're a winner. That's a win.
Yeah. Hmm.
Steve, let's get back to the coffee tea thingy. I just discovered something this week, Steve. I
Okay.
haven't had this in a very long time. I think they call it Twinings is the way to
Yeah.
pronounce it. Look, right,
Twinings.
it is? Okay.
I've got it.
The Twinings. I had the lemon one, lemon ginger. I had another one. It's called berries. I think it's called mixed berries or all berries or
That's a good one. Yeah.
the other one with raspberries and strawberries or
Mhm.
whatever. All week long, I conducted an experiment. I tried a different cup of tea just for fun. This is something to do every day. Do something differently once a day. And in this case, I did it with tea. So I have come to learn that I do like the berry teas a lot. And that
Yeah.
lemon one was amazing,
Yeah,
Steve.
I've got Twining's tea over here as well. I've got the lemon ginger, the one, but I've got maybe 2 bags. I tend to drink more of it, and I've also got their chamomile, which is not half bad.
Yum. No caffeine.
No, and the I need to make it a habit of drinking chamomile at night, about a couple hours or so before I go to sleep,
Yeah.
because it's a sedative.
It's so
it'll,
enjoyable. It does seem sweet, gentle, calming, in my opinion.
but it also mellows you out. The chamomile. My mom gave it to me. I mean, I grew up on chamomile. I've been drinking that ever since I was knee high to a grasshopper, quote unquote. But I also knew it in Spanish, which is the same thing. It's called manzanilla,
Hmm.
and which is the same thing as chamomile. Well, not
Oh,
only did I drink it as a small, very, very little child in Sicily, or where I was born, but I drank it a lot when I lived in Spain too, as a small boy, and then I came here, and
nice.
then and then I found it here under a different name because all I knew was manzanilla because I picked up all the different Spanish dialects, but it's been so long. All I know now is just bits and pieces. But
Steve, your mom is very right. It does have a soothing effect in the evening to have a cup of
yes, it
chamomile.
does.
Yeah.
And she would also give it to me if I had like a little bit of an upset stomach.
Yes. Yes.
And it's also an anti-inflammatory as well. In case
It's gentle. It's a gentle feel tea. Now, what I learned something. I learned about your mom. What you told me a few times that she loved to put honey in a lot of her hot beverages. So
yes,
I think, you know what, I'm going to do what Steve's mother did. And every day when I tried my different teas this week, instead of sugar, I put in the honey, and it makes an incredible difference. It gives it a different body, a different
yeah,
texture to it. So I had a little bit of a scratchy throat the other night from over speaking, not an infection or anything. And this stuff that we do, we tend to speak a lot. And then I receive a lot of phone calls. So my voice was going all day long, Steve. So when it was the lemon one with the, I don't know, something about lemon, ginger, lemon. I put the honey. I felt good as new right after that cup of tea.
you will. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if your vocal cords or your speaking abilities are a little strained, honey is number one. I don't
It
care.
works. Steve, what happens to me every single year practically? You've known me since a while now. Almost every year, what happens to my throat? It gives out, doesn't it, once a year? Like,
Yeah, and you would have to go back. This was many, many years ago, not way many years ago, but before I started my channel. Because before I actually started my own physical channel, I was a channel contributor to you. And there
yes,
was this one time that, and you may even have it in your
I'll
long.
never forget it
There was one time you could not do your broadcast.
at all.
So Steve came to save the day on that one.
Yes, you did. Steve substituted for me to talk. It was a great way to get your feet in the water without even
Right,
realizing that one day you'd be
right,
doing this, right?
right.
I'm
So
so glad that happened in a weird way. I couldn't get a word out at all. It was
no,
awful. In this business, you need your voice. So I was like doing texting on, like audio clips and stuff like that. And I said, I want the people to hear my voice again. But you were so kind of help. Thank you.
go, no problem. That particular day, everybody, her voice, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but her voice was very low and very raspy.
Oh, it's so
And
raspy.
you could not, you're not gonna, you can't go on. um,
it, was,
My, my, well, it was not exactly that, but
it
it,
was
it had that.
horrible. I'll say it. I'll spare you the grief. It was
You're gonna agree?
horrible.
Okay. No, it was horrible.
It
And
was horrible.
like I said, okay, not a problem. I can
And it
step up.
felt horrible. It was painful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of sore throatish at the same. I've
Oh, my
had it.
word.
Yeah, and
And then, of course, is the time when everybody decides to call. You know where I'm going with that. It's like always when you shouldn't be doing it. Voice clips coming in, message. I'm like, please, not now.
not now, not now. Give me about 4 days so my vocals can,
And that's
adjust.
what I had to do, as you well know. I had to literally stop speaking. I just had no choice.
I
Minimal,
remember. Yeah.
minimal. And that's the only thing that helped that. It was just really, I overused my vocal cords.
Well, I know back when you were going through that, because you and I would communicate, in our little messenger thing. I actually thought to myself, well, why don't speak to me? We could just go back and text each other back and forth. I mean, your hands were fine. I mean, you could, you know, but
The
this,
good old typing. Oh no, no, that was the horrible end of it. It was just so bad. But Steve, sometimes people like coffee instead of tea. Whatever. I love my cup of Joe in the morning. I love it to, my eye opener. Just like if
yeah,
I'm not feeling the greatest, for some reason, naturally my body kicks in to not wanting coffee so much, but tea. Has that happened to you?
yeah, yep, yeah. Like what you said, I like the lemon ginger. That's a top one. The chamomile. Um, let's see, what other one there. I think it's I've got Twining's tea as well, but there's another brand called Bigelow,
Oh, that's
and,
good.
they've got one called Orange and Spice that I like.
Oh, I've had that. That's amazing. I've had that.
Yep, that one, sometimes, peppermint tea is pretty good with a little honey.
Perfect for a sore throat. Peppermint.
Bingo. That's
Or even
right.
a tummy ache. Peppermint.
That's right.
Wow.
Well, I know that as a fact, yeah, because I've done peppermint tea for, like, a slightly screwed up tummy, so you know,
Nice.
but Bigelow, Celestial Seasonings has a good one. They've got a couple of, variety packs. One is like a fruit flavored variety pack,
Yes.
and the other one is like the herbal stuff, like the chamomile and the
Go
ginger.
for it, Steve. May I mention it makes a great stocking stuffer or a
That's it.
little thoughtful gift with a
Right.
little card. Can I tell you? This is how I had the opportunity to try all those flavors. A relative of mine at Christmas time, amongst the many other gifts I received from that person, put in the stocking stuffer a whole bunch of different flavors of those teas. They are amazing.
Well, right now, when it comes to me and coffee, I can go brewed or instant. I can go either way. Now, my instant coffee that I'm drinking currently is Maxwell House,
It's good stuff.
but I got a BOGO on this. It's not the first time I've had it, and I do recommend it highly. It's a very, very, very good coffee. Tim Hortons
Oh
dark
yeah, that's one of the
roast.
top. Yeah.
The flavor is very good. You don't have that bitter aftertaste like some dark
Ah,
roast coffees do. It's but I only put about 2.5 teaspoons, a little bit heaping in the filter basket, and it'll brew, whatever amount of cups you want.
nice.
And another thing about dark roast coffee too, since the bean is darker and it's a stronger so-called coffee, you tend to use less of it to brew coffee and it goes further.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's
Smart.
exactly that's exactly one of the reasons why I do it.
You could practically double it. If it's double the strength and flavor, you are so smart with that. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, well, I actually learned that a long time ago, not just recent, maybe about 10 years back.
Yeah.
I said, why do I have to buy medium roast when I can do the dark roast, use less,
That's a
still
win.
accomplish
That's
my
a double your
same
money. There you go. I love that.
with the
Here's
dark
another
roast
one.
with
Go
the
ahead.
dark roast you use less and you still accomplish the same goal as you would with the medium roast. Okay, so it might have a slightly little bit more of a full flavored body, but who doesn't like a full flavored bodied coffee? My preference in a coffee is actually a medium dark roast. I like medium dark.
Yeah.
I don't mind dark, but again, as I was saying, you can control that. But if you give me a choice, I like medium dark. One of the ones that I'm big on in way of coffee, I do like a good French roast. French roast is good. Um, or good quality Colombian. Um, but as far as coffee goes, I mean, I can go either way. I can do instant. I can do brewed. I mean, I'm not really tied down to one specific thing. No, not
That's
at all.
good. Steve, you know what just occurred to me as we were speaking? That those different flavored teas, who has to confine it to drinking it hot? A person could steep and make those teas, yes. Put them in the refrigerator and have it cold. Cold iced tea, different flavors. Those berry flavors. I mean, whatever you were putting in your cup, instead of that only, just brew up a whole pitcher's worth, let it cool down, put it in your refrigerator, got a different flavor of iced tea.
Yeah, you can do that. You could, if you want to easily convert it from a hot tea to a cold, sure. Um, I know well, I can, no, I know a lot of people like to drink something called iced coffee.
Yeah.
I've had it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I will drink it. I'm not going to go out of my way for it.
No.
But if I'm going to drink coffee, I prefer it hot. I mean,
Me
that's
too. I'm not a huge fan of iced coffee. I've had it. Now, the ones that people buy at those fancy places, the $7 a cup places, first of all, to me, there's just too many ingredients in it. It's like sitting down and drinking a whole dessert. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to have
no,
dessert, I'd rather have a separate dessert that you bite into. I
yeah,
don't want to drink my calories.
like a piece of pie or cake or something to as a separate entity. I get that. No, I'm the same way. I'm like that too. I mean,
Yeah.
not, but no, iced coffee. Yeah, I'll drink it, but it's not really
Yeah.
quote not to quote, but it's not my so-called cup of tea. If I'm going to drink,
No.
give me the black. No, because hot coffee is what I grew up on. That's what I knew.
Yes, me too.
And then all of a sudden, I learned about iced coffee on the late side. I was probably in my 30s. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this? Oh, this is iced coffee. You'll have to try it sometime. Okay, so I did. My first introduction of iced coffee was at a McDonald's. And I tried their vanilla, I tried their hazelnut, and it was very good. I liked it, but I couldn't get past the texture of coffee being cold.
No, I know. I
That's
hear you.
hot
But let
coffee.
me ask you a question. Do you enjoy coffee ice cream? Now, here's where I'm okay with it. I don't mind having coffee flavored ice cream. That's like a different world.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Coffee flavored ice cream is pretty good. Coffee flavored yogurt I've had.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Um, okay, one of my favorite Italian cakes, and it's got coffee in it, is tiramisu.
Oh, don't do that to me. You know I love tiramisu.
Yeah, but it's been a while since I've had a piece, though. I mean, but I do like it. Um, that goes good with a regular, even though it's tiramisu, it's got coffee. Yeah, you could have hot coffee to have on this, with it. Or if you don't want to go that route, you could do a cup of hot tea or whatever. It'd be fine. Sure.
Sure. My favorite aspect of tiramisu is that it's so lightweight. You're never going to
Yeah.
feel bloaty or overfilled. It's just a lightweight, delicate, like beautiful dessert. Oh yeah,
Yeah, plus it being made with the mascarpone cheese,
good stuff.
which is, if for those of you that don't know what that is, that's an Italian cream cheese.
It's an Italian cream cheese, right? And if you can't get it because your store is out of it, then substitute, swap it out with American regular cream cheese. But optimally, the mascarpone is so good.
Yeah, it just so happens
Who doesn't want a cup of tea or a coffee or a dessert by now, right?
Publix has a cake over there that's made with mascarpone cheese.
Oh my word.
And in about 7 months and 2 days, I'm going to be hitting the big 50.
Uh-oh.
I just might opt to get that cake
But who's counting? Just saying.
besides me.
No, no, no. No, really. Steve, that's a great idea for the big 50. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do something like the mascarpone because I no because mascarpone cheese, that's what's used in the tiramisu. It's also used in an Italian dessert called cannoli.
Oh,
That what they put in the middle of the you know
yes. Some people use that. Some people use ricotta and what do you call it in confectionery sugar as well with little chocolate chips in it.
As a matter of fact, I had to go to the store this morning and I bought a 4-pack mini of cannoli.
Did you eat
And then
them yet?
not yet, that'll be my 2:30, uh, speaking of coffee
Would you
and
mind taking a picture of that for me later? Even if I can't eat them, I can look at them.
no, I can do that. I'll take a
Just a
picture.
goof. I'm just goofing.
Um, so I'll do that, but when the lady was making them, she asked me, did I want chocolate on the end or did I want confectionery sugar on the end? I
Oh,
opted for the chocolate.
of course. I don't blame you.
There's nothing wrong with powdered sugar. I've had it that way before. It's good.
It's delicious.
But yeah, no, I can do that before I eat them. I'll just open the lid and snap. Who knows? It may even be a future video. Who knows?
You never ever know. You know something, Steve? As you know, my beautiful daughter chimed in on a video chat earlier today, and
Mhm.
the first thing I said to her, I said, "I don't know why, but I am craving chocolate. I guess because we're approaching Easter, and my favorite part of the Easter bunny, I always attack this first, Steve, the ears."
The ears. I was at the store. I was at the store yesterday, and I ran across the Lindt chocolate bunny.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong. I do like the milk chocolate one, but my chocolate of choice, and people not some people like it, some people don't. I guess it can be an acquired taste. Yes, I like no, I'll get to that in a minute. I like milk chocolate. I love it. But I am a big fan of dark chocolate. I like both, but if you give me a choice, I'd rather have the dark. Only because you got a lot of health benefits from it.
a lot.
The heart, if you're a man, it's good for the prostate. So I heard. Just this is it's just full of antioxidants.
And you
It's
just
also got
love it. It tastes good.
and it's also got iron in it. I know that
Well, I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah, like there's an ice cream bar called a Magnum ice cream. Oh, so you know the one.
You know how I feel about Magnum. Maybe you know, maybe you don't.
Yes, I don't? Oh, no, 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 no,
Maybe,
no.
no, you
Shame,
know I love it, right?
shame,
Okay.
shame, shame. Yes, I do know about those. Well, anyway, if you ever look at the back nutrition facts and you go down to the bottom and read what it is, you're going to see iron is like 10%. Yes, dark chocolate offers iron, especially the higher in the percentage that you can go. Me, I like to keep it right around the 75, 80 percentile bracket. If you go too high, it gets too bitter.
Yeah.
But they say, oh, but the bitter is good for you. That's where all your antioxidants and all your goodness is. Maybe so. But all I can tolerate taste bud is between 75 and 80.
Right. Right.
Ghirardelli has one that's 82. I'm okay with it.
Wow.
But I read,
The
but
thing about Steve and I, we don't like the good stuff. I'm
we don't. That's right. We don't.
goofing.
No, we want El Cheapo. You're absolutely right. We want the cheapest thing, the worst thing that we can eat. No, I'm kidding. No, it never hurts people every once in a while to have a little quality. Everybody deserves to have it.
Yeah. And it's not like you eat it every day. It's like in my case with the Magnum bar thing, if I have one a year, maybe twice a year, I'm lucky. That bar has everything. It's perfectionist. Everything is everything. The chocolate is a winner. Talk about small win. Chocolate is a winner. The caramel is a winner. The ice cream center is a winner.
Hmm.
And considering that all the good stuff that's in there, relatively not as expensive as it could be, in my opinion.
No, and when I see them go buy one get one, I grab it.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
BOGO on Magnum. Hello.
every once in a while. Not all the time, but every once in a while.
Okay. I like what you mentioned about 10% iron. That's another extra excuse I could tell anybody that says don't get it.
Well, no, no, don't okay because Publix is famous for doing a lot of BOGOs.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so you know, people need to. That's another thing people need to look for. Even you, if you can, everybody. All grocery stores at some point does BOGOs. I
Right.
don't care which one. When Dixie, Publix, Wegman, you know, that's just the
Everybody.
way everybody. Albertsons. I miss Albertsons, but everybody does a BOGO. If they say that they don't, they're full of it up to their ear. No pun intended. But anyway, Jan, this was a fun little.
Thanks for having me on,
You're
Steve.
welcome. You're welcome. All right. Well, everybody, I hope everybody has a great, you know, rest of whatever time of day it is. And we'll both, or me, will see you back here next time. Bye for now.
Bye.